Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're here live at Bowl Expo in beautiful Louisville, Kentucky. We're here in Kentucky because I don't say it right. I'm with Neil Pennington. He's the director of performance development. He's the let's be honest. He's the expert at Edge String. He's the designer, the developer, and he's going to talk with us today about why you should have Edge String in your center if it's right for your business model and your customers. You know, it might not be right for everybody at this point in time, but you're going to find out it might be more right for you than you think. So Neil, tell me a little bit about the beauty of Edge String.
Yeah, so Edge String is the newest string pin spotter in the industry. We introduced it at Bowl Expo in 2019. So it was designed, it's really intended for folks who are having trouble finding pin spotter technicians. They're having reliability issues with their old machines.
Big hit.
Yeah, exactly. And they, just really, it's hurting the customer experience. So Edge String is a solution for that. I'd like to tell you about the benefits. First, we designed the machine to basically, so anybody could be taught to operate it.
Wait a minute. Anybody on your staff, like 18 and over, 17 and over, can operate the machine?
Yeah, they can be easily taught to operate. Let's
go see how this works. Dottie is our camera woman today. We are moving today. Oh, look at this back end. So I remember this from 2 years ago. You were talking to this all contained. This doesn't look anything like any other pin setter that I've seen.
No, this machine was designed completely new from the ground up. We started with a really easy to use controller with just a few basic graphical buttons. This controls the left lane, this controls the right lane. It's really intuitive. When we designed the machine, we eliminated as many adjustments as possible.
Right.
There's only 3 adjustments on the whole machine.
How many tools do you need to fix and work on this machine ever?
Well, 5 tools will cover about
95%
of anything you need to do on the machine.
That's crazy.
And we include the tools with the machine.
Of course.
And so 3 adjustments. We actually built gauges in to let you know whether you did the adjustment right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so not only did we minimize adjustments, we made it easy for you to do them when you have to. It's very robust. It's built off of our freefall technology. Our freefall machines last 30, 40 years in the industry. This machine was designed to do the same. We basically covered all moving parts. As you can see, the clear guarding. This is all guarding to kind of keep employees out of the way of moving parts.
Accidentally walking by and catching whatever.
It's also unobtrusive. You can see what's happening with the machine. You can open up the door. You can look in. Everything happens from here. All your operation happens from the rear, so you're not crawling on machines. You're not in the front of the lanes.
Well, that was always a scary part, especially on A2s or GSX or 8220s. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would never want to get up on them.
Exactly. I mean, you can open up. See, you can open up here. This accesses the string adjustments, which are really basic, really easy to do. And so we made it easy. We minimized the adjustments. We made it robust. It's reliable. I mean, this thing, we'll monitor this pretty regularly in different centers. It's running well over 6,000 frames per stop typically for centers.
Okay, so wait a minute. I have to pause you on that because I saw this graphic, right? As a bowling center owner, as a bowler, as a competitor, your stats on, there's multiple centers you've been doing this with, Tech Wizard, and this all flows seamlessly into our Cube holder. So as a management system, you can see all this information, you know, if you have Conqueror and Conqueror X, etc.
Exactly.
But here's the key. Imagine going to Bowl League, a full house league, and in 2 weeks' time, you have 1 stop for the entire league every 2 weeks. It's unheard of, the frames per stop you're getting.
Yeah, we're getting, I mean, typically, like give an example across 8 lanes, you might be looking at 2 stops a week across those 8 lanes that somebody has to go, and usually that's a tangled pin, is really what it is.
Right.
So you untangle it. So we made it simple to learn, easy to operate, and on top of that, we developed an amazing smartphone app called Tech Wizard. And the whole idea behind this is we did not want our Edge String users to have to think about the machine.
Right.
So it's a machine, so there is some maintenance that will have to be done from time to time. So this app right here, when you bring it up on your phone, you look and it tells you whether maintenance is due. For example, right now there's no maintenance due. But if you came into work one day and there was maintenance due on a lane, you click on this and it'll have a red 1, 2, or 3, or it'll tell you which lanes need maintenance. You click on it, it'll tell you what lanes need maintenance. In this case, no maintenance is due on any lanes. but I'm just going to go through it, kind of show you. So say there was maintenance due on lane 1. You click on this right here, and essentially it gives you instructions. It says, okay, the maintenance is string adjustment. Here's how you do it.
Wow.
And then there's a link to a video that'll show you how to do it. So it really makes it easy, and you don't think about it, right?
Right.
So basically, when the machine is time for maintenance, it will let you know. The other thing that this does is if there's ever a stop, like a tangle or some other inconvenience that happens on the lanes, your staff will get called via this app. The phone will ring. They can see what lane has the issue. They can see what the issue is. They can acknowledge it and go back and address it. And there's guidance on how to address the issue. And the guidance is listed in priority based on what's most likely to what's least likely to be the cause.
Sure.
So it really makes it even easier to operate an easy machine. And so,
Well, I want to ask you about another part of this.
Yeah.
So I see we have our sample pin here, and this bushing that's on the top. What am I? I'm moving the microphone around here. This bushing is genius, right? Because it prevents, or it helps to prevent, tangles where because of the engineering of it. Explain a little bit about that.
Good point, Jay. This is a fairly unique to the design of Edge string. This little string sleeve. It's a conical sleeve that sits on top of the pin. This actually eliminates, or doesn't eliminate completely, but dramatically reduces the potential for tangles. During our testing, both in our labs and also with live customers, this little bushing will reduce the potential for tangles over 60%.
So to put that in perspective, 2 years ago when we were at IAAPA, or when it first came out, we used them on 2 lanes all week long. I never saw a tangle, and then the next trade show we went to, I never saw a tangle until the very last day, and I said, "Oh, it does tangle," because nonstop, 4 days in a row, we finally got one tangle.
So the point is, it's an extremely reliable machine.
Yeah.
Very easy to use, very easy to learn, and your staff will spend very little time with it.
And your customers are going to have a much better bowling experience. So
And
now,
so let's go around the front and take a look at some of the things we did to make the bowling experience really great.
ooh, yeah. Bowling experience is.
So if you look, the first thing we did is you see this nice, we call it a pin shield.
Yep.
It's a very large pin shield, covers the entire area. So when the machine is cycling like you see now, it completely hides the pins. So that's that, and it's also a visual cue to bowlers. Hey, don't bowl, don't throw a ball right now while the machine's cycling. So it kind of, and then the other thing we did is we actually finished off the pit area, so it's all dark, and so it actually helps hide the string.
For sure.
So if you go into a center with these machines, you really can't see the strings. The shield hides it during cycling, and they blend into the background with the dark pit area. We've got our center punch LED pin deck lighting, which actually ties into our Conqueror management system, and with BestX and Conqueror together, these lights will actually respond and flash to strikes, spares, gutter balls. So it kind of gives.
It's fully programmable.
It really gives a little additional excitement to an already exciting game. And also they work in conjunction with our capping lights you see here. So it's really the only lighting system that kind of works together to deliver a coordinated lighting effect. So that comes with the Edge String Pin Spotter too.
Well, I don't know. You've talked to us about reduced maintenance, reduced stops, faster bowling times, more exciting bowling for the customer, and a better bowling experience. Why would someone not want to do this? Certification. So that's the last little roadblock, right, for competitive players. But we're going to have this. This is the pin setter that's going to be used in 2022 at the World Games.
Correct. That is correct.
And here's the beauty. I'm baffled by this because instead of being limited where you can have bowling, this pin setter gives you the opportunity to have bowling in so many more locations because it's not free fall.
Well, exactly. It's just because
not
of the
220
ease of
and
operation. The ease of operation really makes it possible to put bowling in other locations. It actually makes it possible to put bowling on other formats. So we actually introduced a new game called Flying Ducks, which is our duck pin bowling game. And it's amazing. And it uses the exact same pin spotter, the exact same technology. But Flying Ducks is available in different lengths, smaller footprints, so you can really take bowling to bars, restaurants, hotels, just a lot of non-traditional retirement homes, and it's
Yeah.
a very it's a great game for adults and children alike. One size ball. You don't need any special shoes. You don't have to. No special maintenance on the lane. So again, the string pin spotter, the Edge string pin spotter, does do that. It simplifies bowling and makes it possible for more formats.
Awesome.
And one last thing I do want to mention.
Yes.
When we designed this machine from an electrical control standpoint, this machine operates off a 24-volt DC. So all of the electronics in the machine are 24-volt, low voltage. So again, another safety element. Kind of eliminates any potential risk for electrical hazards. And it utilizes the latest drive technology, which is basically DC drive. It uses gear motors. These gear motors are very small. They weigh about 5 pounds each. And it's just that is the technology that's being used in a lot of machine automation today. So again, it's very reliable, very safe, very dependable.
Beautiful. So we've taken bowling, taken the technology, capitalized on all the available technologies, invented new technologies, and brought it to you in a format that's easy to understand, easy to play, great for your customers, and you can, if you have a traditional free fall center, I mean, you can talk to a rep, but these machines will pay for themselves in a few years, in as little as a few years' time.
Yeah, exactly. This machine, if you're paying 10 cents a kilowatt hour for power and you operate this machine 7 hours a day for 365 days a year, it's going to cost you about $12 a year per machine.
$12 for the whole year.
Compared to free fall machines, depending on the model, can vary a little bit, but say roughly $150 a year for a free fall machine. So I mean, it's a big difference.
So you're in the 90% reduction ballpark for power right there.
Exactly. And there's a lot of savings in parts. And then again, depending on your labor structure, if you're struggling with technicians, this is a great solution. And you get some labor savings. I mean, maybe you've got a good technician, but you're having trouble finding help for that person.
For sure.
That person's overworked, always working on the machines, can't do anything else in the center. Putting in these machines will allow you to broaden that technician's role, right? They actually get opportunity to do some things different, and they don't have to be stuck with the machines all the time.
Right. And that technician is rarely the only person only responsible for bowling. They're usually responsible for the bathroom's leak. We have an HVAC.
Exactly.
So giving them the opportunity to do a more full, complete job with the rest of your center.
Right. You can utilize your existing pin spotter staff if you have good staff. You can utilize them to basically make the experience in the rest of the facility better if you're having trouble focusing on that.
For sure. Okay, Neil, what a great product. If you want to find out more about Edge String, certainly we have plenty of videos, and we'll put the links to them below this video to bring you to our homepage. And if you should talk to someone about what are the options for you in your center. Maybe you don't do a full replacement. Maybe you decide you have a portion like a VIP room, and you can experience the benefits today of it, and then decide if it's right for the for the rest of your business. We have several people that have gone that route, and they're finding great success with that. So I look forward to seeing more Edge String from a competitor point of view. I really am excited to compete on them. I know there are slight differences, but I'm ready to accept that as part of the challenge. Because right now, I'll say you this, there's differences when you bowl on Nationals, a GSX, like those pin setters behave differently. You have certain pin characteristics. You don't bounce pins out there, so it's harder to pick the 710.
Yeah.
But if I go to a local center, I could bounce pins out like crazy sometimes. So there's already those differences exist within our industry, and we don't always recognize them.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables. The lane conditions, as you mentioned,
the
the condition of the machines themselves.
If the curtain is not set properly, there's so many things.
I mean, we ran an actual research study last summer. 65 professional, mix of, it was a total of 65 bowlers, a mix of professionals.
Some strings attached tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Some very, very high performing amateurs, and at the end of the day, over that tournament, we bowled over 600 games, and the average between the free fall machines and the Edge String machines was just 1.3 pins difference in the overall scoring.
And these are talented players.
It's a very close overall scoring. Again, as you mentioned, there is a few differences in how you get there.
Yeah.
But a strike is a strike.
A strike is a strike.
It's really a really great alternative. So I encourage anybody who's thinking about string or having some of the issues with technicians and maintaining free fall machines and reliability to at least check it out. Go find a center. Lots of centers around of this machine to bowl on and and talk to us.
Awesome. Neil, thank you so much for sharing your
thank you,
insight
Jay.
with us on this product. Looking forward to seeing you here at Bowl Expo. If you're in town, stop by. If you're not, give us a call. We'll be glad to show you everything about EdgeString. All right, we're going to be back with more product showcase from Bowl Expo here in our Cubica AMF booth today, so look for it. Also, by the way, Dottie's going to be back interviewing people, so we can't wait for that. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.